Centric Conversation.
We're looking at needs and we're looking at preferences. So understanding that a need is something that you have to have for you to survive. And then preferences, it's that great liking of something over something else. And the most important thing to understand about preferences is that it is really based on the satisfaction and enjoyment that one would get from the product or the service. And there's a lot of experience is everything when it comes to preferences. So let us look at what we are confronted with now as a globe, and I'm talking about COVID-19 specifically. Now, if you look at a B2B setup and a B2C setup, there are common needs that you would find in a B2B relationship and in a B2C relationship. And we also need to remember that when it comes to both B2B and B2C, there's a relationship that is established. Whether you are dealing with a corporate or you're dealing with an individual as your client, there's a relationship, and that relationship has needs. Now, a lot of the times when we talk about needs, and we always reference needs to things like price, we reference needs to things like quality, which are important needs. But there are certain needs in a relationship that we always tend to overlook. But what I have seen right now, more so in South Africa, given the pandemic that is confronting the country and the globe and the lockdown, is that there's a need around support. There's a need around care, security. Are you reliable? Are you there for me? Efficiency and convenience, those needs have become much more tangible than they were before. So now, having gone through the definition of what a need is and what a preference is, now I'm going to tie this all into what is happening now, and I'm making specific reference to South Africa, which might be different in other countries across the globe. But what I have seen in South Africa now is that customers' needs and preferences have somehow shifted. So they haven't changed, but they have somehow shifted. And when I say shifted, I'm saying that customers are now focusing more on what is safe, what is healthy, and what is going to protect them. I recently did a survey with two sets of customer groups, and that was employees, and I did one also with business leaders. And the intention of that was really to understand and to highlight the sentiments across both groups. Now, what came from the employee group, there were needs around, are you there for me? Can you be authentic? Can I trust you? Are you reliable at this point in time? Are you there for me? Are you communicating with me? Are you being honest with me? Are you being transparent with me? That is what came from the employee group. And then when I asked questions with business leaders in trying to understand their needs at this time, and there was talks around internet and fast connectivity and driving productivity, making sure that employees at home have all the resources that they need for them to be able to be productive so that they can continue to serve customers. So again, there, if you look at those two scenarios, the needs are quite different. But what is quite evident throughout the globe is that customers have now shifted from just preferring something because they like that over the other. But the focus now at this point in time is on safety, is on understanding, is on whether I can trust you. Are you efficient as a business?
CX-centric conversation.